On the east side of the railroad tracks that cut Liberty Hollow in two, the morning light didn't shimmer off the reservoir. It filtered through chain-link fences and faded vinyl siding, glinted off gented mailboxes and the occasional rusted swing set. Welcome to Pine Ridge Mobile Estates. Rows of single and double-wide trailers, some with tidy flower boxes, others with blue tarps over leaky roofs. Here, Friday payday felt like Christmas, and Monday felt like the rent was past due. Tucked away, deep in Lot 17, a modest single-wide with peeling teal trim, Kayla Miller awoke to the familiar cry of her 9-month-old son, Matthew.
Coming, little man. Mama's coming. Oh, my sweet boy.
Kayla, 26, with tired hazel eyes and dark hair pulled into a messy ponytail, shuffled to the crib wearing her oversized t-shirt. Her husband Derek, 28, had already left for his 6 a.m. shift at the lumber yard, leaving behind a half-eaten bowl of oatmeal on the counter. Money had become tight for the Miller household. Derek worked long hours unloading trucks. Kayla had returned, working part-time as a cashier at Liberty Hollow Harvest Market after maternity leave, but daycare ate most of her check. The Millers lived paycheck to paycheck, treating every dollar like it was already spent, a habit that kept "what if we ever got ahead" feeling always out of reach. That fateful Saturday morning, with little Matthew finally settled in his stroller, Kayla decided to treat herself. She pushed the stroller the half-mile to Main Street, past the tracks, and past the pretty houses she rarely entered.
Just one small coffee. We deserve it. Right, Matthew?
At Beans Brew, the chalkboard read, "Mindset matters. Think before you spend." Kayla ordered the cheapest drip, no cream, no sugar, dropped the change in the tip jar, and lingered a moment, admiring the reservoir sparkle through the window.
Good morning, Kayla. How's the little man today?
Good morning, Bean. He's growing like a weed. Eating Derek and I out of house and trailer.
On the walk home, she stopped at Liberty Suds and Spirits, neon beer signs buzzing even in daylight. Derek enjoyed his weekend cold ones, and while Matthew dozed in the stroller, Kayla's eyes locked straight onto the hypnotizing display of colorful scratches.
2 of the $5 Golden Riches and 1 $10 Diamond Deluxe, please.
Back in the trailer, she tucked Matthew in for his late afternoon nap, cracked open a beer for herself, just one to celebrate the weekend, and sat at the small kitchen table with the 3 scratches lined up. She scratched the first ticket. Nothing. Second ticket. $5. Third ticket.
Wait. No way. I can't believe it.
3 diamond symbols in a row. The prize box. $25,000.
$25,000? Derek, are you home yet?
Derek walked in an hour later, sweaty, covered in sawdust, and found Kayla frantically waving a lottery ticket like a victory flag.
We won, Derek. We actually won.
You serious? Babe, you're serious.
Later that evening, they celebrated. Steaks at Liberty Hollow's finest steakhouse. The one with white tablecloths they'd only ever driven past. They ordered appetizers, dessert, the best wine. Matthew slept in his car seat beside the booth, while the couple toasted to finally catching a break. Things were finally looking up for the Millers. But word travels fast in a small town. Monday morning. Co-workers crowded Derek at the lumber yard.
Heard you guys hit it big, man. That's awesome.
Hey, my truck's transmission is shot. Any chance you could spot me a couple grand till payday? I'll get you back, I swear.
At the store, Kayla's register line grew longer than usual.
Congratulations on the win, honey! My daughter's medical bills are piling up. If you could help even just a little.
That evening, back in the trailer, Kayla's phone rang. It was her mom, calling from her own place just a few lots over. Kayla greeted her, Matthew babbling on her hip as she stirred a pot of pasta.
Kayla, honey, I heard the news from Aunt Linda at church. 25,000. That's life-changing.
Yeah, Mom, it's crazy. We're still pinching ourselves.
Listen, your cousin Tito's in a bind again. Rent's past due, and his job at the warehouse cut hours. He's family, Kayla. Just 1,000 or so to get him through. You know how hard it is out here, right?
Mom, we just got the money. Derek and I were talking about putting some away for Matthew's future. Maybe fixing up the trailer.
Oh, honey, I get it. But remember when Tito helped Derek with that truck repair last year? And how I babysat Matthew for free all those weeks when you were sick? Family helps family. That's what we do. If it was you in trouble, Tito would be there. Don't let this windfall make you forget where you come from.
Okay, Mom. We'll send 1,000. But that's it for now. We have to be smart about this.
Bless you, sweetie. You're such a good girl.
Saying no felt impossible. 1,000 here for a friend's car repair, 500 there for a co-worker's dental work, then $2,000 to help Kayla's mom with bills. Groceries for neighbors, new clothes for Matthew, a bigger TV for the living room because we can finally afford it. 2 weeks later, the trailer looked different. New couch, new gaming console for Derek, toys spilling out of Matthew's room. But the bank account looked even more different.
Babe, we're down to like $8,000 already.
But everyone needed help, and we deserved nice things too.
They hadn't set aside a dime for taxes. The lottery agency had sent a polite letter. Federal withholding covered only part. State taxes and the rest would be due next April. One quiet evening, as Matthew babbled in his high chair, Kayla opened the mail. A statement from the Lottery Commission. A friendly reminder. Congratulations again on your $25,000 prize. Please remember to plan for remaining tax obligations.
Derek, how much will we owe in taxes?
I don't know. A lot?
In Pine Ridge Mobile Estates, the neon beer signs still buzzed. The railroad tracks still divided the town. And across those tracks, the reservoir kept its calm, beautiful silence. The money was slipping as fast as it came, and the bill that would arrive in April hadn't even been printed yet. Lessons desperately scratched for this week in Liberty Hollow. Windfalls feel like freedom until the requests begin. Saying no is hard. Saying yes without a plan is harder. Taxes don't care how excited you were when you scratched the ticket. A wealth mindset isn't about how much comes in, it's about what you choose to keep. Budgeting turns luck into lasting security. The Millers are still learning. One envelope, one conversation, one small choice at a time. And maybe that's the real prize, the chance to build something different for little Matthew. And there you have it, another true-to-life lesson from the quiet streets of Liberty Hollow. If this story of sudden windfalls, tough choices, and the real cost of saying yes made you think, made you feel, or reminded you of your own journey, please take a moment to show some love.
Hit that like button
To let us know you are here. Drop a comment below, share your thoughts, your own money stories, or what you do with a surprise scratcher win. And if you want more heartfelt tales from small-town America, subscribe and ring the bell. It helps Liberty Hollow thrive and brings these stories to more folks who need them.
Thank you for spending this time with the Millers.
And with us. Until next time, dream big, plan bigger, and take care of each other out there.
See you soon, friends.